Good morning, students. I hope so you all are fine. So I welcome you all to today's English class. Today the date is 10th of May and the day is Monday. So let's get started with today's English class. Now let's see what is the topic today. So today's topic is chapter number 3, The Way Animals Talk. So it's from the book My Canvas English Course Book. So we had already started with the chapter. Yes, children. So today we will do the next half of the chapter, that is page number 25. So all of you open page number 25, and today we will begin with the fourth paragraph on page number 25. So before we begin, here you can see all the animals from the animal kingdom. They are welcoming you to their world. Now let's quickly recapitulate what we had learnt in our last class. So in our last class we learnt that animals also need to communicate like humans, but they cannot speak like us. So what they do, children? Yes, they use their body movements, sense of hearing and sense of smell in order to receive and transmit various informations. So they use their sense of hearing and their sense of smell. Next, they also use facial expressions, mimicry, in order to communicate and express various emotions. So we learnt about the monkey, the apes, how they communicate with the help of their facial expressions. Number 4, animals uses different types of sounds to express various feelings. So we heard the sounds that are made by the grasshopper, by the cricket, and also the rattlesnake, isn't it? Yes. So now let's start with the next part of the chapter. So let's begin from the fourth paragraph, that is on page number 25. Here you can see animals communicate by touch or touching. Mother cat nuzzles their kittens to comfort them. Male deer lock horns to show their dominance. Dog licks their owner to show they are happy. So here you can see there are some instances which are told to us about animals and how they communicate using the touch. Yes, or by touching. Okay. Next paragraph. Most animals also have a strong sense of smell and they can detect specific scents over long distances. So they can smell from very long distances. They use scents to show their readiness to reproduce. That means when they are ready for giving birth. Yes, to mark their territorial boundaries. So there is a territorial boundary which is maintained by all the animals. They do not allow the strangers to enter their territory or their region. You can see sometimes the dogs, they start barking at other dogs. So they do not allow the dogs from other territory to enter their territory. So they can do it with the help of smell to warn of predators. So when they can sense that there are dangerous attacks which are possible, predators, they eat other animals, right? So they hunt other animals. So when the animals, as I showed you in the last class, there was a video about the deer. Yes, how the deer could sense the predators. Yes, and it could send the warning calls to its friends in order to become aware. So it can also use its power of sense to warn off the predators and also to attract prey. So it also uses the sense of smell in order to attract its prey or to catch its prey. Yes. Now, snakes have a very unusual way of detecting scents. They use their long tongue to pick up scent particles in the air. So that's very different. You know that the snake has a tongue, yes, which keeps on flickering. Yes, it comes out and it goes, and it has a split end also. Yes, it's not like our tongue. It has a split end at the tip, right? So they can smell with the help of their tongue. So here are some videos that I would like, videos and pictures that I would like to show you so that you can understand it better. So let's go and watch it. Now here you can see, can you see the mother cat, how she is nuzzling the kitten and she is trying to comfort her. Yes, like your mother also does sometime, right? Next, here you can see the male horns locking their, the male horns, they are locking. Again I am showing you the male horns, they are locking their, the male deer, they are locking their horns in order to show their dominance. Yes, did you enjoy it? Okay. Now another instance we can see here. Now next, how the dog licks its owner to show its happiness. So here you can see the dog, they are licking their owners in order to show that they are very, very happy. Yes, did you get it? Now, I hope so you have understood till that much. Okay, now that is what we learnt about touch, and now we will talk about smell. So I just now explained to you about smell, that most animals also have a strong sense of smell, and they can detect specific scents over long distances. They use scents to show their readiness to reproduce, to mark out territorial boundaries, and to warn off predators to attract prey or to attract prey. Snakes have a very unusual way of detecting the scents. They use their tongue to pick up scents in the particles, from the particles in the air. So let's check out some instances where we can find how they can smell. Can you see? These animals, they are believed to have a very powerful sense of smelling. So first one you can see the dog. You know, the sniffers dogs are very famous, and they are also hired in the forces for detecting the thieves and other criminals. Next, can you tell me whose nose is that? Yes, that's the nose of an elephant. So the elephant also has a very strong sense of smell. And last, you can see the snake. You can see the split end of the tongue. Yes, so the snake also has a very strong power of smelling. Next, we will move to another part. See, towards the end you can see, apart from these common ones, some animals have unique method for transmitting messages. Transmitting means sending messages. Electrocommunication is one such example, and it is mostly seen. You can turn to the next page, that is page number 26, and it is mostly seen in aquatic animals. Some fishes have the ability to send electric signals as messages. The glowing of the fireflies, I hope so you have seen a fireflies, right? In English, it's called fireflies. In Hindi, you call it jugnu, and in Bengali, we'll call it jonaki, right? So you can see at the night time, from the trees, we can see the glittering light of the fireflies. So the glowing of the fireflies is a means of communication too. They use different kinds of flashes to convey separate messages. Next, Asiatic wild dog depends on whistling for communication. They use their whistle to send messages across great distances. Yes, however, the most beautiful way of communication has been devised by the songbirds. Birds like cuckoo, robin, and magpie make the most beautiful sound in nature to send and receive messages. The means that animals use to communicate often seems very simple, but they are as effective as the most complex of the human languages. So, when we listen to them, it's very simple. It sounds very simple, but it isn't so simple, right? So, there is something different in it. Yes. So, it's very different. Okay. And complex means difficult, right? Now, let me show you another small clip of video.
Detect electricity. Maybe it's like feeling the presence of someone hiding in a dark room. A different way of experiencing their world. An extra sense that we don't have. And for sharks and rays, an extra edge for finding their prey. The discovery of this exceptional sense dates back 300 years, long before the discovery of electricity, to a man named Stefano Lorenzini. Lorenzini was a doctor with a passion for anatomy who one day found himself dissecting a ray, which is where he noticed the strangest thing: tiny pores that dotted the ray's skin. He drew a picture. It shows how each pore led to a tube full of goo, and each tube ended in a little pouch. Those little round pouches reminded him of ancient Roman flasks called ampullae, so that's what he called them. But when it came to the function of those ampullae, Lorenzini was stumped. 3 centuries later, we're still figuring out exactly how electroreception works. And a big part of that is studying what makes these electric fields in the first place.
So this is how they generate electricity.
Every time this fish opens its mouth to breathe, it exposes its mucous membranes to the salty water, creating a tiny voltage that disappears every time the mouth closes. At Florida Atlantic University.
So did you see how they communicate, or how they generate electrocommunication, that is electricity? Yes, with the different parts of their body, which helps them to communicate as well as to find their prey, and also for their living, and also it tries to help them in order to save them from the predators. So children, here you can see the sounds that are made by the Asiatic dogs, then dogs like cuckoo, robin and magpie. So these are the various creatures and birds which makes the magnificent sounds. And here you can see the firefly, which uses the flashes of light to send so many types of signals. So you can see the firefly which is glowing, and also you can see the scenario, the picture where thousands of fireflies are glowing together. Isn't that magnificent? So thank you students. I hope so you have enjoyed today's English class. So read the chapter thoroughly and try to go through the video again so that you can understand it well. Till then, all of you stay safe and stay at home.